everybody, Cinema Sickness here with another weekly watch video for you, where we take a look at all the titles that I've recently been watching, and I briefly discuss them. Yes, as you probably can tell, I'm still sick. It is very late at night right now, and I am extremely tired and just want to go to bed, but gotta get this video done, so let's see how quickly we can get through this. There's a lot of titles here, so let's just get right down to it and take a look at everything I've been checking out. So first up is Escape from Tomorrow. Again, however, this time I watched it with the commentary. Now, there are 2 commentary tracks on this, which is absolutely awesome. The more commentary tracks, the better, I say. The one I listened to was the commentary track that comes with the writer and director and the cinematographer. Very awesome. First of all, I said this movie was pretty cool in a weird, sort of trippy kind of way. I mean, it's not the greatest movie or anything like that. It's just sort of mediocre, but it's a really interesting sort of movie, especially if you're a big fan of Disney, Disney World, Disneyland. Definitely something to check out. And since there's a huge backstory onto this of them shooting this in Disney World and in Disneyland on Disney property without Disney's consent, Disney did not know they were doing this. They shot this whole movie with Disney not knowing about it. That makes this movie extremely interesting. And of course, makes the commentary very much something that I wouldn't say is just something you should listen to. I'm saying something it's something you have to listen to. After you watch this movie, immediately watch it again with the commentary from the writer, director, and the cinematographer. There's also some commentary from some of the actors. I've not listened to that yet. I'm sure it's going to be quite interesting, and I definitely want to check that out. But at least listen to the first commentary again with the writer, director, and the cinematographer, because it's going to tell you all about what went into making this movie. Not only are they talking about, you know, why they shot certain stuff and did certain things certain ways, like normal commentary is, which is definitely interesting to listen to. It also tells you all about them shooting this in Walt Disney World or Walt Disneyland without Disney knowing about it and what went on with that. Very interesting to listen to. So if you've seen this movie, and again, I would recommend definitely checking out. It's very interesting, very cool. Definitely check out the commentary. Something you must listen to. Very awesome. So the next thing I checked out was a movie I just completely picked up randomly. I had no idea what this was, but it was pretty interesting, and that is Mr. Hockey, the Gordie Howe story, which is exactly what this is. It is a story about Gordie Howe and his family. It's interesting. Not much more to say about it. It's just the story of kind of his hockey career and everything from where, you know, he started off as, again, Mr. Hockey, this big hockey player, which he played for, does it say on the back here? Yes, he played for the Detroit Red Wings. Big star, big Detroit Red Wings, just big hockey star. Everybody loved him. He's a very well-known name. Then they ended up, God, I'm trying to remember the names of everything. They actually ended up starting another hockey league kind of to compete with the NHL, and it was a big stink within the NHL that there was this other hockey league being created that was going to compete with the NHL. They weren't too happy about that, of course, and they weren't really giving you know, Gordie what he wanted and what his sons wanted, so they ended up going to this new hockey league. And of course, that created this big stink because, again, Gordie Howe is this huge star within the NHL, but they go to this other league, and things actually went pretty well for that league for a while. They actually, from what I've read online, they did pretty well, and then eventually kind of faded out and merged back into the NHL. But again, all about Gordie Howe and his family and how he went from this big player in the NHL to playing for this other league, and then actually going kind of back to the NHL, which is pretty interesting since they said he would never be welcome back to the NHL again, which is very amusing. So definitely something to check out. This is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a Hallmark, it doesn't seem to say on here, but I believe I read online this was actually a Hallmark, Hallmark, like a Hallmark made-for-TV movie, if I'm not mistaken. So it definitely has that made-for-TV sort of feeling, but still very well done, very interesting, and definitely something I say check out. If you're into just great, dramatic, like biography-type stories, this is something to see. It's pretty cool. Then something that was just really kind of weird and I can't really recommend too much. This is X-Men Darktide. This is the Mini-Mates DVD movie. Yes, Mini-Mates are these horrible toys. I remember these things. They are the most ugly, just ugly as sin. I mean, look at them. They're horrible. They were really, really, really ugly toys, and they had them for all sorts of different characters, everything from Marvel characters to just everything. I think they had like I'm saying they had like Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. Just ugly. I don't know why any kids would want these. They were the most awful looking toys ever. They were really small, but they were just crappy looking. There was like no detail put in them. Just horrible looking toys. I can't recommend the toys either. But this is only 9 minutes and 30 seconds long, not even 10 minutes, and it's just this stupid little story about the X-Men going up against Magneto and why am I drawing a blank? And Mystique. Also, they face some Sentinels and Juggernauts there for like a second or two. It's just stupid. I don't even know why this exists. I understand this was just packaged with some mini-mates, and that was it. You bought some mini-mates, probably a mini-mate pack of like a bunch of different characters, and it came packaged with this, and it's pointless. That's all I can say about this. It's 9.5 minutes of pointlessness. The story is just boring. It's not exciting at all. There's really no great story. It's just this kind of really bland sort of like, oh, the X-Men have to rescue one of their teammates story. That's it. They have to rescue Storm, and that's their story. It's pointless, a waste of time. So would I say check this out? No. I'm glad to have this in my collection. It's something very interesting. Definitely a very interesting find. Not something you come across all the time. It's a little bit of a rare DVD. So as far as collecting for X-Men titles, it's kind of neat. But all in all, it's just a horrible, horrible movie. I like that. Mini-Mates DVD movie. I don't know how to really consider something 9.5 minutes long to be a movie. I'd say it's definitely a short, but to each their own. So stay away from this one. Unless you want to pick this up for collecting purposes, there's really no other reason to have this. Even if you're a huge X-Men fan, it's just a pointless watch. Speaking of watch, I checked out The Watch. This movie I really, really enjoyed, and I was not expecting what came out of this. So some spoilers here, guys. If you don't know anything about this movie, like I didn't know anything about this going into it. I remember hearing about this movie. I remember when it came out, and then it just kind of came and went for me. I didn't really hear much about it. I didn't really know anybody who went to see it. I didn't hear anybody talking about it. So this was very much just a come and go sort of movie for me. So I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I was very pleasantly surprised. So again, a bit of a spoiler here for you guys. I thought this movie was simply going to just be about this group of people who form this neighborhood watch and just all the zaniness of them being on a neighborhood watch. I just thought it was going to be simply just that. A little did I know this was going to involve aliens and like this alien takeover of a planet. Did not see that coming at all. When that happened, totally just, going down the road, just left-hand turn. It was crazy. I did not see that coming. And I loved it. It definitely made the movie so much more interesting. Had this just been about a couple guys creating a neighborhood watch, it wouldn't have been nearly as funny. But when they create this neighborhood watch and then end up having to battle these aliens, it definitely takes this great turn. I thought it was very funny. Definitely enjoy this movie. I wouldn't say it's anything amazing or above and beyond, but it is a funny modern-day comedy. Again, I love the fact that they're up against this horde of aliens who are going to attack the Earth. Very, very cool. Definitely a movie I'd recommend checking out. If you're into modern-day comedies, see this one. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it definitely takes that left-hand turn with the aliens, but it makes it a lot of fun. Definitely a movie I'd say check out if you want to see a couple good laughs. Then another interesting title here with Me and Orson Welles. Didn't really know what to expect going into this one, and it's simply just about a kid and his short time with Orson Welles. He ends up working for the Orson Welles Mercury Theater. They're putting on a play, and he ends up becoming a part of that. He kind of, our main character here kind of like sneaks his way into this this play, and ends up finding out what it's like to be part of Orson Welles' crew. And from what I've heard, Orson Welles was kind of a douchebag. He was definitely a dick. That's at least what I've heard. And they certainly point that out in this movie. He's not shown in a good light in this movie at all. He's definitely shown as quite the asshole. And our main character finds out what it's like to work with somebody like that. And things don't go too well for him. Ends up falling in love here with Claire Danes, and things don't go too well with that either. She's very much focused on her career. Not so much a relationship, just anything to further her career. That's her main goal. So things don't go too well there. So in the end, things do work out for our main character, which is nice. You kind of see that coming though, since he meets this girl in the very beginning of the movie. Yeah, things come full circle and things work out sort of for him in the end, which is nice. But definitely an interesting story of this guy, just this young, I should say guy, he's a very young kid, working for Orson Welles, and what kind of crazy venture that was. So interesting movie. I would definitely say it's worth a watch. I mean, if it sounds like something you're interested in, it's not the most exciting movie or anything like that. It's I'd say a bit of a dramedy. It's got some little bit of funny moments here and there, but not like super comedy funny moments. Just some little chuckles here and there. Definitely more of a drama, but definitely something to check out if it seems like something you're interested in. It was a pretty decent story. Okay, then I checked out, yes, we're rushing through these as quickly as possible. Then I checked out Texas Rangers. This was mediocre, just a mediocre Western movie. I was kind of excited to check it out since I'd actually heard some decent reviews. Actually, I read some decent reviews. Plus, it's got, I mean, look at that cast. It's got an interesting cast there. I mean, it's a star-studded cast in the sense that it's got some stars that aren't necessarily how to put it, stars that just aren't mainstream all that much. Stars that maybe have kind of fallen off the off their stardom a little bit, but still definitely an interesting movie. It was okay. I mean, if you like westerns, it's an alright watch, but in the end, it's just some Texas Rangers going after some bad guys, and that's it. It's mediocre. It's nothing great. It's just yeah, that mediocre is the best way to describe this movie. Is it something you want to check out? I guess see it. It held my interest. I'd give it that. But all in all, it wasn't anything I have any interest in ever watching again. It was just mediocre. I could see there's a million more better westerns out there than this one. But hey, if it's something you want to check out, see it. It wasn't the worst movie. It was an all right watch, but definitely mediocre. Oh boy, this is a movie I would not call mediocre. This is a movie I would call complete garbage, and that was Demoted. Decent cast. I mean, these three guys right here made me go, okay, I want to see it. Also, from the guys behind American Pie. I was like, all right, that's good. I like the American Pie series. Let's check this one out. This movie was not funny at all. It's about some guys who are these big head honchos in their company, and their boss ends up dying, and their one of their coworkers who they've been picking on for years and years and years, played by David Cross right there, he ends up becoming the boss and demoting these guys down to secretaries, which the secretaries are, of course, the ones everybody all kind of makes fun of in the office, especially the big head honcho guys. They always make fun of the secretaries. And they end up becoming the secretaries. Of course, again, Dave Cross is now the boss, and that's where the story really comes into place, where Dave Cross, the guy who they've been picking on for all these years, becomes the boss, demotes them, and now he's picking back on them. I will give it this, David Cross, pretty funny in this movie. I did enjoy his parts. He plays just a complete douchebag. He's getting his revenge on these guys who just picked on him for years and years and years. He's getting his revenge. He becomes this complete asshole. All the power goes right to his head and just becomes this complete douche. I kind of like this character. He's pretty funny. But the story was just a waste of my time. The story was not funny. The story was very boring. It really didn't go anywhere. It's, of course, our main characters here end up becoming, befriending the secretaries and finding out that basically, they're great people. Maybe we shouldn't have made fun of them, and yada, yada, yada. Just, no. I can't recommend this one at all. I was expecting more out of it. I didn't think it was going to be anything amazing. I just thought it was going to be just an okay story, but worth a watch. I can't say that. This movie was not worth a watch. Stay away from this one. You don't need to see it. It's just a complete waste of my time. Not funny. Even David Cross here really didn't save the movie. Like I said, he's my favorite character in the movie. He was somewhat funny, but even he couldn't save this film, so don't see it. Then a movie you definitely should check out, and that is What's Love Got to Do With It? This was a great story, all about Ike and Tina Turner, and just really Tina Turner's life in general. Everything from, the very beginnings of her life as a little girl to her rise in stardom, and just all the crazy shit she went through, and a lot of Ike Turner beating the living shit out of her in this movie. Pretty crazy. It makes me wonder if Ike Turner was really like that. If he was, holy fuck. I mean, close fisting, just punching the crap out of Tina Turner. Some hard moments to watch this movie where you're just cringing watching Tina just get the living crap beat out of her, and then the aftermath, and you see her face, and it's all puffed up and bleeding and scratched up, just yikes. But still, a very great story. Really enjoy this one. It's a great watch, and you really root for Tina Turner the whole time. You just want to see her just rise above all this, which of course she does. And Ike Turner basically gets what he deserves in the end with, he basically screwed himself over where he took all this, this money from his record company basically to, it was basically like money given to him early to put out these songs. They gave him a bunch of money and said, here, make us some hit records. And he never made the hit records. And of course the record company goes, well, we want that money back now. And ended up getting kind of screwed over by that. But still, a great watch. Definitely check this one out. This is a really fun story. Even if you're not really into Tina Turner's music or anything like that, I mean, I'm not some big Tina Turner fan. I mean, What's Love Got to Do with It's an okay song, but otherwise, I'm not some big fan of hers. This is definitely an interesting watch. Also, the fact that it stars Lawrence Fishburne, just in general. I love Lawrence Fishburne, but of course, Angela Bassett's always a plus too. But yeah, Cowboy Curtis. I'll see anything with Cowboy Curtis in it. So, good watch. Definitely check this one out. Great story. Again, kind of twisted, fucked up story, but a great story. Nevertheless, check this one out. This was interesting. I had heard so much about this over the years, which is why I bought it a little while back. Finally getting around to watching it. A lot of my friends really, really, really enjoy this movie. Movie. So it's definitely something I had wanted to see, and that is Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog. Good news and bad news. Good news is, this was a really enjoyable story. Bad news is, it's only... See, it says 92 minutes long. That is bullshit. This was only, what, like, I think 40... Sorry, okay, there you go. 42 minutes long. That was it. This was a 42-minute long. I don't know why it says 92 minutes. I think the 92 minutes, they're talking about, like, all the special features, too. I hate when they do that. Yeah, they should not do that at all. That's bullshit. Don't say it's, 40,000 minutes long if you're counting the special features. No, tell me how long the actual feature is. Anyway, so 42 minutes long. That was the downfall. I was expecting this movie and this just greatness for at least like an hour and a half or something like that. 42 minutes into it, I came to the end and I was like, oh, that was it. From what I've actually ended up reading, I did not know about this. This was like a mini-series online, so I guess that makes sense as to why this was only 42 minutes long. But all in all, a fun movie. Very interesting. A lot of great songs in it. Love Doogie Howser there. He's great in this movie. Neil Patrick Harris is just fantastic in general. I tend to really enjoy him in movies. And just great to see him playing this evil scientist character up against a superhero who is sort of seeing the love of his life. It's kind of this crazy love triangle here, and just the silliness, the wackiness that goes on, and then also some not so wacky stuff at the end. The end of this is a bit of a downer, but definitely still something to check out. Like I said, I've been hearing great things about it for all these years, so finally got around to checking it out, and yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. The only downfall is the fact that it's only 42 minutes long, and does just sort of kind of abruptly end, which kind of bugged me. But yeah, I mean, I wish it was just longer. That's all I want. I wanted a longer story. But if you can look past the fact that it is only 42 minutes long, it is something to check out. It was very enjoyable. Just should have been longer. This was cool. This I was really interested in checking out, and that is A Prairie Home Companion. This is a great story about this radio show, this show that's been going on for years and years and years and years and years. It's stories, it's live musical performances, all kinds of great, basically theatrical radio, like old time classic radio. And their last night on stage, they perform this all in front of a live audience, and of course it gets broadcast on the radio. And this is about their last night. The show is gonna get shut down, and this is the last night, and all the I don't want to say zaniness necessarily that goes on, but just what goes on in their last night, just all the stuff that happens. Only downfall is our Angel character right there. That seemed a little weird. I mean, it was an interesting story enough, just watching all these characters deal with the fact that this was their last night. I mean, there were a lot of great performances. That's another thing. A lot of all these characters, you see great performances by them on stage, which is really cool. Even Lindsay Lohan here was great in this movie. Interesting story enough in of itself, all these great characters. But for this angel to just kind of be walking around and appearing, it seemed like just kind of a weird sort of side story within this story. I didn't really care for the angel part, but besides that, it was a very interesting story, again, about this great cast of characters dealing with the fact that this is their last night on stage, the last night performing a Prairie Home Companion. Very cool. So definitely a movie I'd recommend. I really enjoyed this one. And as it turns out, a Prairie Home Companion is actually a real radio show. I had no idea. I had never heard of it, and I really want to check it out now. I got to look more into that. I got to look to see if I can get it on my radio stations around here. I'm sure I could probably pick it up on the internet somewhere, so I got to start checking it out. I'm very intrigued now to actually listen to the real radio show, because apparently it's very old-timey. They play, like, you know, classic country music, and when I say country, I'm not talking that shit they play now. I'm talking like, you know, like 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, good country music from what I hear is what they play. So I'm very interested in checking that out. So really can't wait to eventually sit down and check out some of the actual broadcasts. So really good movie. I really enjoyed it. The Angel little side story was kind of weird, but besides that, all in all, a great movie. Definitely check this one out. And then last, but finally not, it's late, I can't talk. All right, one more, guys. And then last, but definitely not least, is Everybody Loves Raymond, the complete 6th season. Figured I'd end here because don't really have much more to say about this one as well. As I said about the first 6 seasons, it's great. It's a fantastic series. I'm really, really enjoying Everybody Loves Raymond. It's extremely funny. I love the entire cast. They're absolutely great. I'm cracking up laughing watching every episode of this. Plus the fact that if you are somebody who's married or has children, you're definitely going to be into it because it's based around a character who's married with children. It's very, very funny. And as somebody who is married, I can definitely relate to it. And as soon as my child was born, I started relating to a lot more of this as well. So definitely something to check out. If you're just a fan of sitcoms, see it. Of course, the only downfall is this is the last season of this I own. I think were there 9 seasons of Everybody Loves Raymond? I could be mistaken about that. But I think it was 9 seasons if I'm not mistaken. And I only had the first 6. So I got to get the other at least 3 or however many more there are. Got to get those at some point. Now I'm going to start the middle. So definitely got to watch some more of my my old lady crush right there. So definitely looking forward to watching the middle now. Because unfortunately I'm all out of Everybody Loves Raymond. But again, a great sitcom. Check it out. So okay, yeah, we're like what 20 or so minutes into this. All in all, I'd say that was pretty fast for all these titles. Got through this weekly watch as quickly as possible, so zoomed right through that. But like I said, I'm very tired. I'm still sick. I want to go upstairs and go to bed. So anyway, guys, that is it. So like I always say, if you like this video, hopefully you like it. Give me a thumbs up. Hopefully I didn't rush through this too quickly for you guys. But if you like it, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subbed, please do. And if you're not already over at cinemasickness.com, head on over there, check it out. Lots to see there, a lot more than just these videos, all kinds of things on deals and stuff going on. Definitely check it out. And of course, check out Team Sickness while you're there. And also be sure to click on that shop tab and purchase yourself a Cinema Sickness sticker and or a Cinema Sickness button. I would really appreciate the support. I'm going to shut up now. I'm starting to mumble. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.